Please, Charles, hurry up. I mean,
you're taking your time. I mean, it's a bit annoying. I want Armageddon to come back, and this guy's wasting my time, not repenting.
He waits.
He's giving us time to repent.
He waits. Your God is waiting.
Yes.
I don't know how it's an argument.
An almighty,
what's his point again?
An almighty, universal God is waiting for me.
Waiting for you to repent. Yeah. He's waiting for you to repent, my guy. That's why he hasn't come yet.
Charles is down on earth. I'm gonna wait for him.
Yeah, he's waiting for all of you heathen to come and repent and receive the Lord.
Ah, there's one. He's repented. Next one.
What?
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you're imagining things a bit weird.
What kind of God is this?
You do realise that I believe that Jesus could come back tomorrow or even later on today.
Yeah, but the record shows there's a pattern. He's not very good at coming back.
According to whose epistemic authority?
Mine.
So you make up your own epistemic authority. Well done.
See,
I mean, why are we even talking? According to my mind, Jesus not real.
He died.
According to my mind, Jesus not real.
And he said to
But I
everyone,
can't account for my mind.
You lot repent, I'm coming back soon.
According to whose epistemic authority?
Soon.
According to whose epistemic authority?
I'm going to come back in the next generation.
Can't answer.
I don't know.
Of course you don't know.
How do I know?
You don't know.
Your universal power God, what's he doing?
Universal power God.
Well, you know, Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy. Here we go. Atheist religion. Sky Daddy. What's your Sky Daddy?
What is your Jesus doing now?
Whatever the hell he wants to. Right?
Playing chess?
If he wants to.
Cards?
If he wants to.
Snap?
Checkers.
What's he doing?
I mean, notice the atheist argumentation right now. It's just low tier, just BS
I
arguments.
told you already, Habibi. I don't debate religion.
It's just
I
stupid.
don't really debate religion, Habibi.
Can you show me your consciousness, please? I want to talk about atheism.
Conscious.
Yeah, show me your consciousness. How do I know empirically that you exist?
Hold on.
I don't believe you exist.
I'm about to
In fact, I
show
want you to convince me
my
you exist.
consciousness.
No, I want you to convince me you exist. Can you convince me?
Did you get anywhere with that guy?
No, of course I didn't. Come on, it's a Muslim. But anyway, right?
Yeah.
Can you show me empirically that you exist?
Yeah. Did you
No,
get
I'm
it?
sorry. I think you're a hologram.
Did you get it?
I believe you're a hologram.
Did you not get it?
Charles, I believe you're a hologram.
Open your mind.
You're a hologram. You do not exist. You're basically being beamed from a ninth dimension.
I'm sorry, man.
You don't
But
exist.
your Jesus does exist, yeah?
You don't exist.
But your Jesus does.
You're not getting it, are you?
No, you're not
Have you
getting it.
proven to me you've existed yet? Because I can't tell if you exist.
Is
How
it-
do I know you're not a figment
I'm
of
in
my
this-
imagination?
I'm in the
Am
same
I going
place.
mad right
I'm
now?
in the same place as your Jesus.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Paradigm, dimension.
Paradigm.
The 12th.
Paradigm dimension.
The 12th dimension. The
Do you know what
12th
paradigm
dimension.
is, dude? Come on.
I'm in the same paradigm as your Jesus.
No.
No?
No. Because if you're in the same
Prove
paradigm
it.
as Jesus,
Yeah.
then you believe Jesus was God.
No, I don't believe that.
Then you're not in the same paradigm as Jesus. Do you know
So,
what paradigm
what-
is?
Like a different. No, I don't. You explain.
I explain. You know, go and read a book. Go and read a book.
The book that you read,
What? The Bible?
the holy one.
You should read the Bible, yes.
Nah.
You should read
Well,
it.
What do you believe in? When I read it,
This guy
I
believes
read
in
about
himself.
some guy called Moses, parted the sea.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't Moses, it was actually the Lord. But the Lord
Oh, it
used
wasn't
Moses.
Moses.
The Lord uses Moses.
Huh?
The Lord used Moses as
The
a vessel.
Lord used Moses.
Yes, because he can do that.
Is there any evidence for this party?
What do you consider evidence?
What do you have?
No, I'm asking you, what do you consider evidence?
What evidence do you have?
So what is evidence? What do you consider what evidence is? So when we speak of evidence, what is it? Something you can see, right? How do you know you can trust?
Not only that.
Charles, how do you know
Do
you can
you
trust
have
what you see?
evidence that the sea parted?
Charles, so can you trust what you see?
Can I trust what you see?
Can you trust what you see?
That's irrelevant.
No,
to the
it's relevant
I'm
to the question.
asking.
It's very relevant to the question.
Do you have
Can you
evidence?
how
that
do you
the
know
Red
you can
Sea
trust
parted
what you're seeing?
3,000 years ago.
How do you know you can trust what you're
Yes
saying?
or
right
no?
now? How do you know you can trust what you're saying?
Now answer the question. He answered the question, then you answer your question. Answer his question. Is there evidence?
Well, I'm answering this question by posing another question to it.
I'm posing another question.
The reason why is because I want to gauge his response so then I can answer appropriately. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong in argumentation, in conversations, to ask another qualifying question to determine which position it's in. So hold on 1 minute. Right? So how do you know that this reality is reality? How do you know that? How can we know that? How can we possibly know that?
I'm stumped. I ask you a question, you deflect to something totally irrelevant.
It's a waste of time. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you can't determine what your epistemic authority is, I can't answer your question because I'm not going to be able to do it appropriately unless I know what your epistemic authority is.
Once again,
so what do you consider?
hold on.
So what do you consider evidence? What do you consider evidence? That's what I'm asking.
Do you have evidence for this?
I'm asking you, what does Charles consider evidence? That's what I'm asking. And Charles can answer.
Evidence do you have to show me?
What does Charles consider evidence?
I will evaluate it.
What does Charles consider evidence? What do you consider evidence? I can't show you evidence if you don't consider anything
evidence do you have
it's a waste of
for
time.
me to
You want to end it there?
evaluate?
Yeah, it's a waste of time. We're going to shut it down if you're not going to answer because like it's a simple question.
It's a very simple question. What evidence
But I'm
do
asking,
you have
what do you
that
consider
Moses
evidence and you're not telling me?
turned a snake
So I want everybody
into a
at home to imagine, right? I'm asking this guy, what does he consider evidence so I can answer him appropriately and he's not telling me. If he just says evidence is a loaded word. If I say I want evidence, what do I mean by evidence? That's what I'm asking.
I'm sorry.
If you can't answer
What
it, it's not
evidence do you have that Moses turned a stick into
What
a snake?
what glibbly glob have you got for the blobbly blob? It's a loaded term. You can't just say evidence. No, I don't want you to answer. I want him to answer because he's the one I'm talking to, right? I don't want anybody helping him. Don't try and nanny this guy. He has a mind of his own, yeah? I'm sure you have a mind of your own, unless you don't believe in your own minds, which would be a bit weird, right? But you have a mind of your own, so answer appropriately, all right? What do you consider evidence?
In ancient times, there was a story that told a man called Moses existed.
So notice I've asked him twice now. What do you consider evidence?
I'm sure I asked the question and you have yet to answer it.
So we can't answer it. The reason why the atheists can't answer is ultimately because they
You're
can't
deflecting.
posit an epistemic authority for their ideals.
You're
They
moving
can't.
the goalposts.
I'm moving the goalposts. Red herring, straw man. Do you want to name another policy?
Me. Just answer the simple question.
As I said before,
What
I
evidence
can't.
do you
If
have
you say evidence,
that Moses
if a human
parted the
being
sea?
says something, if I say bibbly bob, right? You've got to tell me what a bibbly bob is. I can't just like say bibbly bob.
Are you running away?
What is a bibbly bob? Where are you going with? He's going over there. Well, the camera's still running.
That's a fair question.
So at the end of the day, what is a bibbly bob?
I understand what he's saying. So he's basically saying, what's your definition of evidence? So that he would then come and say what his answer to. So what's your idea?
So what evidence does he have to show
Okay,
me?
so you're repeating the assertion.
Is that fair?
So kind of, you're getting it, but it's like, what do you define as evidence? What he's asking.
Okay.
You have to define evidence.
You're right.
Words have definitions. You should know this. This is key stage one stuff, Charles.
Do you have
Key stage one stuff, Charles.
anecdotal evidence?
What is?
Anecdotal testimony of other people?
Oh, so epistemic evidence.
Epistemic evidence.
So
You have that.
so you're basically positing that you have to see something for it to be true. Is that what you're? So that's not what you're positing. But you're saying your criteria for evidence is that if I see it, it must be true. Correct?
No.
But that's what you just described.
No, it's kind of.
You're confusing yourself now.
Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm confusing myself. What I'm trying to do
I just
is clarify. To get to the bottom.
Oh no.
You're claiming something happened.
Right, and you
Do
said
you
you want.
have evidence?
So Charles said he wanted anecdotal evidence, right?
Yeah.
But when I asked him, is that the only criteria for what evidence is? He said to me, no.
Did the Egyptians see the parting of the sea?
So Charles believes,
Did
from
they write
what
it down?
you're hearing,
Did they document
that if
it?
you see something, it must be real.
No. I'm just
So I'm going to ask
wondering-
Charles another question.
I'm just wondering, did the Egyptians
The principle that Charles is
document
using,
the parting of the sea?
right? Can he see that?
I was talking, you're talking over me.
Because you don't hear.
Did the Israelites document
So in
the parting of
metaphysical
the sea?
arguments,
Did
right,
anyone?
there are things like mathematics in the universe, there are things like conscious states in the universe,
Mathematically.
there's things like language in the
Did
universe
anyone?
that cannot be accounted using basic physical abstractions. It has to be accounted for in the metaphysical realm. And what I'm saying, if the metaphysical realities exist, then it doesn't necessarily mean that everything we see
Like
has
Santa
to be
Claus
evidential.
and the reindeers. Is that your metaphysical universe as well?
That's a straw man. Again, and you pointed out straw man.
I love you.
No,
man.
I want you to know is he pointed out straw mans, but he's straw man in my religion. We don't believe that Santa Claus is a necessary being in which all things are contingent. Nobody believes that.
Is Moses a necessary being?
Of course not.
So, can you show me the evidence for the parting of the sea?
Can I show you evidence for the parting
Yes.
of the sea? What, you want me to take you back to the time when the sea was parted?
Philosophically, mathematically, metaphysically. What? Can you show me evidence?
I could show you metaphysically
Empirical.
why there's a God.
No. The claim.
The claim that there's a God.
The claim that the parting of the sea.
Why? So hold on. Why would
I find it hard to
this
believe.
is what's funny. Why would me not talking about God be metaphysically be a problem with you, but the parting of the seas be a problem with you? Why would that be a
No,
problem?
they're both a problem.
So they're both problems.
They're both
So let's
problematic.
start with the necessary one first. Let's
Yeah.
start with who God is.
Yeah, let's start
Because
with that.
ultimately, God is the one who parted the seas, as I explained.
Let's start with the God then.
Right.
You're,
So we believe that God, by necessity, is a necessary being in which all things are contingent, including metaphysical.
one second, let's
So
break it down. It's necessary.
yes,
It's
necessary.
necessary for there to be a God.
Because in reality, I'm using an epistemic argument, by the way. Do you know what epistemic is? I'm trying to break it down.
A little bit, not whole.
So
100%.
epistemic is basically the knowledge of what we have in reality. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm positing is, right, we only know in this reality that things come from things, correct?
Yeah.
Whether it's a tree or a bird or a plant or even a sea, it comes out of something.
I'm thinking of the quantum realm. Do you know? Do you understand the quantum field?
Well, quantum theory is a theory. You do realise that?
Quantum field.
Yes, yeah, I understand. But those are theories. You do realise that?
Are we not of quantum?
You do realise that's a theory, right?
Are we not of quantum?
So can you see the quantum realm?
Me, no.
No, you can't.
Can
So then
you?
it's a theory.
Can you?
So that's what I'm saying. You're positing one theory of another.
Yeah, but there's lots of theories. Do you believe in the theory of gravity, the theory of water?
It's like me saying, do you believe in the theory of God? And you're telling me, no, it's stupid.
the theory
But
of
hold on,
germ
that's a theory.
disease. Is there a theory of God?
Oh yeah, I do believe there is a theory of God. It's not-
Okay, so tell me your theory.
So as I said before, we're positing in our paradigm that God is a necessary being in which all things are contingent.
As
all
a
things
theory.
all things in reality.
As a theory.
Go on, I'll give you a theory, I don't mind. Right. So as a theory, we're positing that God is the necessary being in which all things are contingent. But I believe it's fact, and I can believe it. There's no problem with that. Just like you believe in quantum fields, right? As from what we see in reality, so this is more an empirical argument of what we know in reality. All things are contingent. Doesn't matter where you go, all things are contingent.
Yeah.
If all things are contingent, there has to be something necessarily or grounding that grounds all reality. Otherwise, what we have is an infinite regress. And infinite regress is a problem with philosophy.
Sorry. Is your God empirical?
Is my God empirical?
Yeah.
He can be discovered empirically.
Oh, we can?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Because, as I said before, because all things are contingent,
Yeah.
God is a necessary thing that bounds all things.
Yeah.
And because there's hierarchy in things like nature, for example. So, like with animals and plants, there's always a hierarchy. There's always a male, female, X, Y chromosome. It's the same thing
Once
with
again,
parents.
what empiricism?
So he's not listening.
What empiricism is your God?
He's not listening.
I'm listening. How can
Do
we
you know what I mean
determine
by empiricism?
measurements?
Measurements. Okay, so
Can we measure your God?
can I
empirically?
tell the time using a thermometer?
Oh, that's a different instrument.
Yeah, because obviously a thermometer measures heat, it doesn't tell the time.
Yeah.
I'm
So
telling
what-
you, you can't measure God using a ruler.
What's the God instruments? The Godometer. What is it?
The Godometer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, God is a metaphysical reality in which all things on this earth are contingent upon.
So
in our paradigm,
can he or can he not be measured empirically?
as I said before, because I
measure-
keep explaining
what-
myself to this
what
guy.
instrument do you use?
I'm telling you, using natural theology. This is a science that philosophers have studied for years. So using nature itself, as I said before,
Oh.
hierarchical systems, for example, like families,
Yeah.
societal structures, all come from the idea of a structural God who exists on this
Whoa,
earth.
who said that?
I'm saying that hierarchies come from somewhere. For example, if you
The
look at
hierarchies
animal,
come from something.
so, all right, so if you look at animal
Humans.
kingdom,
Humans.
not just humans, because there's a hierarchy in animals. Did you know that?
Hierarchy in animals. Yes.
Yes, there's hierarchy in animals. correct?
Nature.
Right. So there's always the male, right, who leads the pack. Female,
Yep.
mothers,
Yes.
then the child, right?
Gotcha.
That's consistent through most if not all,
Yeah, consistent.
species.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You agree with me on that
I
point?
agree.
Right, so we're going somewhere, right? I'm saying hierarchies prove that there is a God because there is always, within the contingent world, a structure of there being a hierarchy of one that's above and one that's below.
That's a quantum leap, my
That's
friend.
not a quantum leap.
Where did you get God? Where was God in the equation?
I'm claiming because
I
God,
can
because
see
all
animals.
things are contingent.
I can see animals.
This guy's an idiot.
I don't see gods.
This is low tier argument. I'm saying
Show me an
because
example
God
of a
is
God.
the necessary contingent being,
What do you mean
and because
necessary?
reality shows that there's a hierarchy.
Are you framing?
It isn't hard
Have
for us
you
to
framed
posit
it's necessary?
epistemic
Are
that
you
there is a
framing
God
this?
that is the hierarchy above us all. That's not hard for us to understand.
You're over talking me. Are you setting the
It's because
framework?
you're not listening to anything I've just said.
No, you're going on and on.
No, you're not. What did I just say, bro?
I don't know because you weren't
Exactly.
listening.
No, you weren't listening.
Are
I heard
you-
everything you said,
Are
but you weren't listening.
framing there's a God?
What have I been doing for the past 10 minutes, Charles?
Yeah. So where did you get your God from?
I mean, Charles.
Where's
Charles,
the equation?
Charles, no offense.
Show me the equation.
Charles, no offense. Can I give you a few books to read? They're not going to be the Bible, don't worry. But I want you to read Rupert Sheldrake's book, right?
Never.
Why not?
Because you're patronising and
No,
condescending.
I do want you to read it. Though.
Where did,
I'm not,
where
hold
did
on,
the
hold
leap
on. Charles,
come from?
Charles, please don't lie.
Animals to God.
Charles, it's not good for you. Please don't lie.
Hierarchy of animals
Please
to God.
don't lie. I'm not patronising at all. I want you to read this book.
Where's
right?
the pattern? Where's the...
Well, I'm actually going to bring you to something that's going to help you a bit more because you don't understand the language.
No, don't.
You don't understand the language. I've tried to explain it to you.
Esoteric language I do not understand.
It's not esoteric, mate. It's basic philosophy. You even told me to show you using philosophy what God was, and I did, and you didn't. Oh, okay. All
I
right.
can philosophically show
Okay.
you what,
So look.
what Santa Claus is.
No, you can't.
Yes,
all
I can.
No, you can't. Well, so what does Santa Claus even mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas. Who was Saint Nicholas?
A man from... Where was he from? Poland?
No, he weren't from Poland. Basically, he was a Christian saint who used to give out gifts.
Yeah.
Right, so that's where the story comes from. It's a myth, basically. But we know that from history. Whereas we know Jesus existed historically as well.
Whoa!
We do know it. But anyway,
Where does Jesus exist?
according to most scientists, including Bartman, by the way.
Scientists.
Not scientists, sorry, historians. I don't know why I said scientists.
Archaeologists.
According to, archaeologists.
Yeah, what archaeologists
so-
can show that Jesus
Okay, so
existed?
there's this channel called Biblical
No,
Archaeology.
just tell me.
They would have.
What
What I'm going to do
archaeological-
is I'm going to give you information because atheists like to give us upfront information. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take
I
you
have
to the
no
sources.
information. I
But
have
that's
none.
why. But Charles,
What
that's why I'm taking you to the
archaeological
sources.
evidence is there for Jesus? Just tell me,
Charles,
please.
this is why I'm taking you to the sources. You don't have to trust me. You have to go to
I
the
want to
historians.
trust you.
No,
You're
you
my
don't have to
friend.
trust me.
Let me check.
You don't have to trust me.
Archaeological
I'm saying, for example,
evidence is there for
Do you
Jesus?
believe that the Israelites existed?
Yeah, they existed.
They existed according to what?
Israel exists now.
Okay, so Israel exists now,
Yeah.
therefore it must exist in the past.
I'm giving it credence. Yeah.
Okay, so there's this tome, right? It's an ancient history tome. It dates to about 13,000 BC, so before Christ, right? And it's called the Meneptah Stele, right? Look it up yourself, write it down yourself.
And
It's
it
the
mentions Jesus.
It's the Meneptah Stele.
Does it mention Jesus?
Well, I'm going before Jesus, then I'll go up to Jesus.
No. What I asked specifically was, is
Right.
there evidence for
I'm
Jesus?
starting before Jesus, and I'm going to up to the evidence for Jesus. So allow me to start before Jesus, because obviously you had a problem with Moses. as well.
13,000 years
13,000 BC. Do you know what BC means? Before Christ.
something.
Right. Man, low hanging fruit. But basically, all right. So basically, long story short, right? There's the Meneptah Stele.
Yeah.
Dates to 13,000 BC, and it says on there specifically that Israelites were called the nomads of Yahweh.
Yeah.
They were named after the god they worshipped. So this, I think, is one of the evidence we can use to determine that the Israelites themselves worshipped a god called Yahweh.
Yeah. What's that got to do with Jesus?
It proves that the biblical, because you mentioned archaeology,
Yeah.
and I'll go up to Jesus in a minute, right? So with that, we can determine that there was Israelites, correct? You
Yeah,
agree with that
yeah,
yourself?
yeah.
That they did worship somebody called Yahweh, right? So if they worship somebody called Yahweh, they must have left writings behind, correct?
Yeah.
They must have left writings
have,
behind.
yeah.
Right. Those writings are found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls date to about, I think they're about 1 BC, around that time, because I know they're before Jesus. Right.
You know, in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Sorry, not 1 BC, sorry. 1 AD, so it would be 1 AD.
Do they mention Moses?
In the Dead Sea Scrolls, yeah.
They do.
Yeah, so the Dead Sea Scrolls collection basically by the Essenes. So there was a group of Christians
What
called the
did they
Essenes.
What did they say about Moses?
What do they say about Moses?
Yeah, in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
What the Bible says. These
Exactly the
were
same.
scrolls of the Bible. Yeah. That's how
Scrolls
early.
of the Bible, so it's
Yes.
the same writings.
Yes. What I'm trying to explain to you, what basically, the caves of Qumran, where the skulls were found, right, contain the books of the Bible, all of them, and they were kept there by the Essene tribes. Now, as we just established, there were Israelites around, and our earliest stela from 13,000 BC says that they were nomads of Yahweh. So we can determine that that group of people worshipped the God called Yahweh,
And the Israelites,
and that they left text behind.
they mentioned Moses.
Of course they did.
Who? Where? What writings of the Israelites?
The writings that they had themselves in the Bible, as I said, from the Dead Sea
Oh, in the
Scrolls.
Bible.
Yes, because I'm now going from biblical history to show you that Jesus is a historical person.
Moses wrote the Bible, the Old Testament. the
Okay,
Torah.
so the 4 books of the Old Testament the 5 books of the Old Testament are attributed to Moses,
Yeah,
right?
attributed.
They're attributed. There's a theory about whether they were written by Moses himself or by people around him.
So we don't know.
Well, not fully, no, because there wasn't a writing that said, oh, it was written by Moses. But what we have is a community of Israelites, right, who accepted these writings from that tradition. And what you've got to understand, bro, the only reason why we know history, or any type of history, for example, like Caesar, have you heard of Julius Caesar? You've never heard of Julius Caesar? Have you heard of the Roman Empire? Okay, the only reason why we know the Roman Empire is not just because of statues or engravings, it's solely because they left their writings. For example, Pliny the Younger, who's a
He wrote something.
yeah, he's a consul for one of the Roman empires.
Lots of-
He wrote about the Christians himself. Allow me to finish, because then I'm going to the evidence for Jesus. That's what I mean. Right. So with Pliny the Younger, he writes about Christians worshipping Jesus as God. So that's our earliest witness of Jesus as God.
Is it
Our
quite
earliest-
documented?
Yes, it's very documented.
Very
Josephus,
Is that
Tacitus.
well documented?
Yes, well documented. This is what I mean. You have to
There's
look at-
loads of writings that Josephus says about Jesus.
No, there's not loads of writings. There's only one. There's only one writing that's attributed by Josephus. Because Josephus doesn't write about Jesus throughout all his annals. He's writing about the history of what's going on.
What do you write exactly, Josephus?
He wrote about Jesus being crucified, the brother of James being crucified. So basically, Jesus' brother of James. Yeah, and that the Christians.
Not that he's a god.
No, because obviously he wouldn't believe he was a God. But that doesn't refute him being a God, because as I said, Pliny the Younger, who wasn't a Christian, he was persecuting the Christians.
He wasn't a Christian.
He was
And he
persecuting.
said Jesus was
And he
God.
said that the Christians were worshipping Jesus as God. So there was a belief at the time that Jesus was God.
So he's hearing stories that some bloke is a god.
No, he wasn't hearing stories. He was hearing it from the people who were around him at the time.
The people that are around him, his contemporaries,
Yeah, his contemporaries.
are telling him that Jesus is a god.
Yes. And I
But
remember
him himself, Pliny the Younger, or
And what you
Elder
understand, Charles-
himself,
Yeah.
did he believe that?
Pliny the Younger wouldn't believe that, no. But how we do history, bro, is even if our enemies testify of what we've done, then it has to be necessarily true. For example,
Sorry.
For example,
He's hearing stories that there's a bloke called Jesus who claims he's the Son of God. Does that make him a god?
does that make Jesus a God?
Yeah.
No, but we're not using that only that one criterion. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, what criteria do we use?
Well, the criterion, I'm trying to show you that the Bible is a criterion, but not just the Bible. The early churches, for example.
No, outside sources.
Yeah, I'm talking about early church sources as well.
When were they?
Okay, so 90 AD is our earliest one. It's called the Didache.
90 AD.
Yeah, so this is within the first...
Well after the death of Jesus.
Yes, but our earliest witness, by the way, is Paul's letters. So Paul's letters come in 40 AD. Paul's letters are found in the Bible, by the way. Do you know who Paul is?
I've got a problem with Saul.
Yeah, Saul of Tarsus, yeah.
So on his road to his Damascus experience,
Yeah.
is that testimony?
I feel like you're diverting the topic now. Because we were talking about the history of Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
And now you've gone to Saul of
But
Tarsus.
there's a lot of writings about
So
Jesus.
what do you want me to do?
according to Paul.
Charles, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to address Saul of Tarsus or address the history of Jesus? Which one? Pick one.
Paul.
Okay, then we talk about Paul. What was
On
your...
the road to Damascus,
Yep.
he had a vision.
Yes.
He fell off his donkey,
Yes.
and he's a blinding light.
Yep.
What was that blinding light?
Well, according to this testimony, it was the Lord.
His testimony.
Yes.
On what scientific method did he come up with to know it was God?
Again, as I said before, he's not using empiricism. He's using what he is. He's using what he sees. So this is his.
What method did he use to evaluate that?
Well, he didn't take out two. He didn't say no. I'm talking. So he didn't take out two flasks, put them together, and say, "Wow, God!" No, he didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
He was using his own epistemic reason to come to the conclusion that that was the Lord who was speaking. And that's not.
How would he know that that's God?
One, because that's what he witnessed. Two, because he
Witness to what?
Because of the light he witnessed. Now, in Jewish tradition...
No, one second.
No.
Blinding light.
You're going to let me finish. So in Jewish tradition, right, Moses himself witnessed Christ as a light. So in the Old Testament, yes, in the Old Testament, in Exodus 33, Moses sees God. But God, he sees God. But he can't see him face to face.
Is
right?
Paul Jewish?
He only sees his glory.
Paul Jewish?
You're going on to a different topic.
Would he have knowledge of this?
I mean, Charles, you're wasting my time.
Would he have knowledge?
Charles, I'm going to be honest. I don't think you want any evidence or debate.
What
I think the atheist wants to do
Jewish
is he wants to assert his own claims.
Knowledge to
because
Moses.
the atheist can't account for his own morality, he can't account for his own worldview, and he can't account for his epistemic justification.
That's so unfair. We're just having a conversation.
But bro, if you're going to talk over me while I'm trying to explain the point,
I won't talk over you.
Tell me about something unrelated.
I'm sorry.
Just because you're losing.
Let's start again.
I mean, come on.
I am losing. Let's start again.
You've already lost. I mean.
Oh yeah. So again, would Paul have knowledge to old Jewish traditions?
So yes, because Paul was a Jew.
Yeah.
So he would have, and if you read the Bible, that's what it says.
So what I'm asking,
he was a Jew
under Damascus.
So Paul was a Jew
light
under the line of Gamaliel. So
made
under
him
the
fall
teaching
off
of
his
Gamaliel.
donkey.
Paul was a Jew under the teaching of Gamaliel. Gamaliel himself was a Jew.
Yeah.
Paul traditionally, according to our traditions, whether you believe him or not, read the scriptures from a child as early as the age of 5.
Yeah.
So he would have known what that light was.
Oh, he would have known?
Yes.
What that light was?
Yes, because as I said before,
a blinding light came,
to me,
and he knew it was Jesus.
If you listen to me, actually,
how would he know it was Jesus?
First of all, it doesn't just say there's a blind light. No, he hears the Lord speak.
Oh, he hears Jesus.
Yeah. So in fact, I'll get the verse out so we can.
No, it's okay. It's
no.
I believe you.
No, I'm going to get the verse out.
How would he know Jesus' voice?
I'm going to get the verse out.
If Jesus came now and said, I am Jesus, would you say, yeah, that's Jesus?
If Jesus confirmed it, he said, every angel...
I am Jesus, and I confirm I'm Jesus.
Sorry, yeah?
Yeah, it's fine.
Does that make him Jesus?
All people who have
witnessed Jesus.
Yeah.
Had Paul witnessed? Are you listening?
Angels have said,
Okay, Charles.
Witnessed Jesus.
Don't worry.
Has Paul witnessed Jesus?
Charles, I'm just going to refute your claim, right?
Angels speak or Jesus speaks.
Okay, so this is Acts 9. We're going to read on, right? And whether you want to hear or not, I don't care. Right? And desired of him letters to Damascus, to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, so basically Paul's going out to persecute Christians, he might bring them abound to Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth.
From heaven?
Are you going to be quiet?
How do you know a light comes from heaven?
Are you going to be quiet?
How do you know a light comes from heaven?
Are you going to be quiet? Yeah, alright.
And he light. That must be from heaven.
You're being perfect now. You that
how
lost.
do you know it's from heaven?
Are you that scared of the answer? Are you that scared
Tell
of the answer?
me how you know it's from heaven.
Well, I'll tell you if you just shut up for a second. Alright. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
Yeah.
So who was Saul persecuting, bro?
Jesus.
No, he's persecuting the Christian.
Right.
So who's equating themselves with the church?
Paul.
You're an idiot, man. Oh man, you are such. Bro, I can't do it. I can't. This guy's an idiot, man.
What you mean?
Who was claiming that they were being persecuted?
Who was claiming? Jesus was claiming.
What is? Oh man, this guy's an
no.
Okay. He's doing it on purpose. He is. Okay, so before that, as I read to you before, right? Paul went out to persecute the Christians, right?
Yeah.
And who says, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Yeah, who said that?
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Who said that?
Right. So why did you say that?
Why? No.
Why?
Who?
No. Let's go through that.
First, who said that?
Why does this person say that?
Why?
Remember, the lights come. Whoever it is, why do they say that?
Maybe that person has been persecuted.
By who?
By who? By Paul.
By Paul. So this is a persecuted person by Paul.
Yeah.
Right, that's what you believe.
No. I'm guessing. You asked me, I'm guessing.
All right, I'm going to read on anyway. And he said, "Who art thou, Lord?" So he recognises the voice. Who art thou?
Lord. Who are you, Lord?
Yeah.
Who are you, Lord?
Yeah, Lord.
I know you're a Lord, but who are you?
I love the KJV, it's beautiful, right? And the Lord said,
whoa,
I am
whoa,
Jesus,
whoa.
I am Jesus, whom thou persecuted. Why are we talking?
Case dismissed.
He said he was Jesus. Hold on. Did you hear my guy's argument?
Are you
He was
joking?
saying that he didn't claim to be Jesus. How do you know it's Jesus?
I don't know Jesus.
He claimed to be Jesus. He says he was Jesus.
He said, who art thou, Lord?
Oh, right, I can't. Charles, we've done it.
No. A blinding light. Who art thou, Lord?
And it says Jesus.
I'm
He knows what to
Jesus.
say art thou though. There he understands KJV.
No, he knows what KJV.
I am Jesus.
Education time.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
you are a lunatic.
I personally would say, prove that you're Jesus.
How would you? What's your criteria for being Jesus?
Yeah, exactly. What's the criteria?
You can turn water into wine.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, show me, do it again.
Just for you.
That's the criteria.
Look as old as all
That's
that.
the
Do you know what
criteria.
that coconut oil is banging, mate? It's
Stop.
not. Listen.
Stop
the man
it.
won't crack. I'm telling you, the geezer's old
Turn
enough
some
to be in a
fish.
painter.
Yeah.
Turn some crayfish into bread. Go on,
No,
show
I don't
me.
remember that one.
No.
No. You can't
Right,
start
right.
making them up.
I get
You can't
confused.
start turning
Wait, hold on.
things
If I did that, like, if I did that in front of you, would you believe that I'm God?
What?
If I turn some grey fish into like pink fish, would you believe I'm God? Yes. You believe I'm God straight away. Why would you believe I'm God straight away?
Just magic tricks like Jesus, he did it.
But hold on. What do you mean? Why would you believe I'm God just because I could turn grey
Well,
fish?
he did it.
But why does that make
That's the
somebody God?
criteria for a
No,
for
hold
a
on, Charles.
God.
Why does that make somebody God? Just because I turn grey fish to pink fish, why does that make somebody
Well,
God?
if he did it, then he must be a God. You do it.
According to what criterion does that make him God?
Your biblical pages.
What do you mean by
scriptures.
biblical pages?
Okay.
Somewhere in the Bible it says that Jesus...
In the
Get out of here,
Bible,
man.
in the Bible, Jesus turns water into a wine.
Yes, he does.
So that makes him a god, no?
That's not the only thing that makes him God. And
Oh,
we've never
the
said
only
that.
there's more.
Because there's way more criteria for being
More.
God. Way more.
Does he turn one loaf of bread
Miracles
into...
don't make somebody a God.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Oh, okay. What makes him a god?
What makes him a God is
What makes
he,
Jesus a god?
well, ultimately what he did.
Yeah, turning water into...
No,
not that.
no.
Not that one.
Because prophets could do that.
Yeah,
if they wanted.
if it's not that one, what else?
Well, what else?
Yeah,
Would you believe that if a man dies, can he come back to life?
yeah.
Can he?
Lazarus,
Lazarus did.
Hercules.
Right, no, but who raised him to life?
Hercules! Yeah, when he died, Hercules came back to life.
Hercules came back to life.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. That's
Sorry. The Egyptian goddess,
Did you say Oasis?
no, Osiris.
Osiris.
Osiris, sorry.
Yeah, he's the god of the underworld.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry,
man,
sorry.
wait.
When her son died, he came back to life.
Osiris isn't a her, it's a he.
They came back to life. Does that make them a god? What makes Jesus a god?
They came back to life, but they're false.
Oh, they're false, but yours is not false.
I'm saying ours has a historical attestation, as I explained to you before.
Historical attestation.
Every
of what?
historian
Of what?
agrees that Jesus existed.
What historian?
Bart Ehrman, atheist scholar, Gerd Ludman, atheist scholar. I mean, the list can go on.
Oh, damn.
And there's obviously others like Mike Lecona, if you want to look into his NT Wright as well.
So,
I mean, I've named
what
five.
is their
You've named
criteria?
nobody. You've named
What is
nobody.
their criteria?
You've named nobody who claims he didn't.
So,
I mean, we're done.
some ancient stories.
I can't, man. We're done it, bro. We're done it. I named 5 scholars who agree that Jesus existed.
No.
And you're telling me some crap about show me scar daddy.
Name me evidences that Jesus is a god.
Gerd Ludman, atheist scholar, believes Jesus existed. Bart Ehrman, atheist scholar, believes Jesus existed. Mike Licona, he's a Christian, but he believes Jesus
did you
exists.
hear what I said?
N.T. Wright
Did you hear what I
believes
said?
Jesus existed.
Show
I've
me
named
the
5
evidence
scholars
that Jesus
who
is
are
the God.
historians
Jesus is
who
God.
are historians who believe that Jesus existed. So,
Existing doesn't have anything to do with if he's a god or not.
no, I already explained to him why Jesus was God. He's not listening to me. You can watch footage again.
I'm
I've already,
listening.
no, you're not
I'm
listening
listening.
to me. We already did this. We did it about
Once
30
again,
minutes ago.
for the sake of the audience.
What, the one guy who just came into the conversation,
For
no
the sake
thanks.
of the audience.
No, we've already done
What
this.
thing gives the criteria that Jesus is a God?
What thing that gives the criteria for Jesus being God? Well, it depends. What do you consider a criteria?
What have you got?
What do you mean, what have I got? What do you consider a criteria?
What is God? I think that's a good place to start.
What, God is the necessary being in which all things are contingent. Because in reality, things are contingent.
Yeah.
And I explained this to him, and he doesn't hear
No,
it.
I'll grant you that. Show me Jesus doing that then.
Show me Jesus being the necessary being in which all things are contingent.
Yeah.
The biblical witness.
The biblical witness.
Yes.
Of
When you say contingent, do you mean that relies on something?
No, because you can rely on something and not necessarily be contingent. For example, we believe in the Godhead, and I've got this hold up. So in the Godhead, there is 3 persons, 1 being, right?
I'm going to run over there.
You're running. You're running.
It's the mythicism of it. It's too much for me.
Oh, it's too hard for your brain. Oh, poor baby. It is what it is, man.
It's too hard for my brain. Do you understand 3
You don't have a
gods?
brain. Did I say 3 gods?
I'm willing to hear it.
I've heard it before. It makes no sense.
You don't make any sense. You don't make any sense. Are you not talking?
And do you know it's divine? It's a revelation, I'll give you that. But how do you know it's divine?
Yeah.
Is that what rubbish?
Mate, I already destroyed you, Charles. I mean, I've destroyed you like at least twice.
You destroyed me. You have to show me Jesus is a God.
Can we talk about atheism now?
Oh, you're not an atheist.
No, I want to talk about
I
your
don't want
atheism.
to convert you as atheism.
No, I just want to talk about it. I want to have a conversation about your atheism. Why do you do
It doesn't matter. What distinguishes an atheist and an agnostic? What's the difference?
Agnosticism is not knowing something. And atheism is a lack of belief, opposite to them.
No, a lack of belief.
No, it can't be a lack of belief.
They believe,
No, but is it
we
not
don't believe.
Isn't it that an atheist is sure that there's no God? Is that not what it is?
Yeah, that's what atheism means.
I'm sure that is.
That's what atheism means.
You're sure, but not certain. I am an atheist. of
Then you're being
25
agnostic.
years.
No,
I'm an
you're being agnostic.
agnostic.
An atheist
I'm
doesn't
an
believe in a
agnostic
God at all.
atheist.
Man, it's like 2 different words.
Bart Ehrman is an agnostic atheist.
No, he's an agnostic.
That's it.
He's an agnostic.
I don't think there's
There's no atheism.
that which you know there is.
Yeah.
Once again, let me define it for you.
If you lack belief in something,
Can I
then you're
talk?
unsure on
Can
it,
I
then you're an
talk?
agnostic.
Can I talk?
But anyway, let's wrap up. I don't know what to say. Huh? Yeah, before we get started. I don't know what to say. So I'm gonna just go to Charles' point because we had 2 conversations and I can't remember what I said in the last one. So basically, right, with Charles's assertion that we have to prove as Christians that God necessarily exists, we don't have to prove anything. We don't have anything to prove. Charles has to show evidentially his paradigm for what is proof and what is true. When we speak of words like evidence, for example, we're presupposing a worldview in which ours is contingent with reality. So ours is basically necessary reality. Charles can't prove, using the knowledge structure, what is logic, what is consciousness, or even the basic paradigms of science themselves. Can't do that because atheists can't do that. Atheism is running on a stupid paradigm in which it assumes its own reality and then looks down on the other realities and tells them, well, you've got to prove your paradigm. No, atheist, you prove your paradigm. Atheist, you come down here and prove to me that in this reality, that atheism makes more sense than Christianity. Prove to me that you can do logic using atheism alone. Prove to me that you have a moral system that's consistent under atheist paradigm alone. But yeah, it's been refuted Lord willing, I'll be back here next week. But anyway, God bless.